So for our project, our group was assigned good mornings. My name is Belle.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Kuba.
Julia.
All right, so when performing this exercise, it's really important that you engage in proper form. So to do this, you want to start standing upright with your feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly rotated outward, and a slight bend in the knees. You can either do this exercise by using your body weight, and if you're going to do that, you just put your hands behind your head, or you can use a barbell and place that weight on your shoulders. So to engage in the exercise, you want to keep your head extended with the spine and keep a forward gaze as you go down in the movement. You slowly push your hips back and engage in a hip flexion until the upper body is parallel to the floor and maximum flexion is achieved. The back should be kept flat this whole time, and make sure to keep the core engaged too. Once you reach maximum hip flexion, you want to pause in this position and then slowly return to the starting position.
Some major muscle groups involved in this movement are the hamstrings, specifically the semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the bicep femoris. Some secondary muscles include the gluteus maximus, the rectus spinae, quads, trapezius, rhomboids, and deltoids. So this is a closed chain exercise. So when the hips are being flexed, the hamstrings are going through a concentric or an eccentric contraction. And when the hips are being extended, the hamstrings are going through a concentric contraction.
Major joints used in the exercise include the hip, although it does rely on the knee for stability. Osteokinematics and degrees of motion. Degrees of motion at the hip vary based on mobility, but typically range from 45 to 90 degrees. A study found that maximal flexion angles at the hip are 75.3 degrees and then 5.3 degrees at the knee and 23.8 degrees at the lower back. It also found that a slight knee flexion allows strengthening of the stabilizing muscles with shorter external moment arms and less joint reaction force of the patella on the femur and knee joint.
Common mistakes in doing good mornings is when the lower back becomes rounded when individuals bend at the waist with excessive strain. The weight is placed on the neck rather than the back, causing strain on the lower back and pressure on the neck due to the longer lever with the torso. In conclusion, proper form is imperative while performing good mornings to decrease the chances of injury.